we need to talk about how the pressure of having a big butt as a Black woman is too much.
A lot of what I was doing was tied to chasing a big butt.
I did some thinking and I decided that I am not so desperate to have a big fat old butt.
Everybody has an obsession for
I'll specifically go to the gym because y'all want to grow a butt instead of just overall losing the fat off of your body. Like,
this may be controversial, but this whole obsession with growing your glutes has gotten a little out of hand.
I got a BBL at the age of 20 and I flew by myself to Colombia and my results came out amazing.
When did having a big butt stop being a preference and start feeling like a requirement? Because I don't remember a time where women were this pressured to look the same. Same body, same proportion, same idea. And if you don't fit it, suddenly you're missing something. And it's my fault because I was born with an extended back and I don't have anything to grab. And what's crazy is this didn't come out of nowhere. For years, actually for generations, men have played a huge role in deciding what's attractive, what's desirable, what gets attention. And now with social media, that standard is on steroids. Now it's not just be attractive, it's have a tiny waist, have the perfect hips, no hip dips, have the biggest lips, have a round waist, have a butt that sits up like two bunk beds. And if you don't fit all of that, you might just want to turn off your comment section. And the part that no one is saying out loud is that this isn't about beauty. This is about validation, attention, and standards that keep on moving by the markers of men.
Throughout the majority of the most prominent times in history, being curvy and voluptuous was an ideal and coveted trait. However, when the 19th century hit, things began to take a major shift. Within parts of Europe and North America, women started embracing what was called the steel engraving lady. The principle behind this ideal was that women desired to appear frail, dainty, and subservient, all in part of playing the role of the inferior counterpart to male suitors. As a matter of fact, some women went so far as to ingest a bit of arsenic to appear more pale and delicate. As Dr. Seraphine tells Pure Gym, for women, the 19th century demanded a small waist, rounded shoulders, high breasts, and absurdly small hands and feet. Very few women met these standards, so they resorted to dresses with huge starched sleeves and corsets, complete with padded breasts and false buttocks to create an exaggerated and impossible hourglass figure.
Y'all ever notice how men completely lose their mind when it comes to a big butt? I'm talking logic, personality, red flags, degrees, standards. Everything goes out the window if a girl has a big butt. Somebody right now is getting into a car accident because they were too busy trying to watch the butt that was walking in the opposite direction. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the increased obsession with big butts. And honestly, it's not even just men. Anytime I scroll on Instagram, I can't scroll without seeing something butt or glute focused. If it's a workout instructor, they're showing me how to do deep squats, how to do donkey kids, what gets you the fattest butt in the shortest amount of time. Or if it's a meal plan, they're saying you need to get protein because protein grows your glutes. Or if it's leggings or attire, someone's saying, oh, well, this swoops your butt in, it makes your hips look smaller, it gives you the hourglass figure. Everything is glute focused.
The other day I was looking at my bum and I was like, oh my gosh, like my bum is growing, ooh, and I started like twerking in the mirror. I was like, oh, period. But then I stopped myself because then I was like, there's no way you're getting excited over something that you shit out of. And I feel like we don't ever think about that enough. Our bums it's just filler space because it's literally just a part where our legs are connected to our body, and then it's just muscle and fat so our body can move properly. Do you get what I mean? Somehow we have made bums an identity feature. And I think that is so scary. Like, you know when people are obsessed with like, yeah, she needs to have a big back. Why? Why are you obsessed with someone that has a big bum? Like, we shit out of that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so weird. And it's like nowadays a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to have a big bum. I want to have a big bum. But it's just like, okay, cool. But it's just like, we shouldn't be obsessing over something that we shit out of. It's like It's so funny that we've done this, you know?
Biologically, men are wired to be attracted to a certain hip to waist ratio. So basically a smaller waist, wider hips, and that's what we call the hourglass figure. To the human brain, that body type signals health, nourishment, and stability. So anytime you see a woman with wider hips and a smaller waist, that just means that her body supports healthy pregnancy and even a healthy brain. And men, they don't think about this. This is subconsciously. And even if they're 19, 15 years old and they're not even thinking about having a child, DNA and biology is saying, I'm attracted to this because this proves stability, fertility, and health.
Most women were depicted with a small, delicate upper body, but a slightly protruding and rounded lower abdomen. This is perhaps due to the fact that it was believed that eating food made one closer to God, so those with larger midsections were said to be more godly. On the other hand, the larger stomach ideal may have also had to do with fertility. As Dr. Amelia Serafine, a historian, explained to Pure Gym, rather than celebrate the physical form like the Greeks and Romans, early Christians saw the body as weak and prone to sin. What was the ideal body in the Dark Ages then? Probably a body without signs of the plague. In the 15th century, French and Burgundian women wore a stuffed sack under clothing to look pregnant. In sparsely populated post-plague Europe, fertility was fashionable.
This whole world is going to shit. Everybody has an obsession for butt. Butt. Whether it's a secret obsession or an obvious obsession. You take a girl out on a date, y'all have a good conversation, she turns around, walks away. The first thing you look at is the butt. The butt. You don't give a damn about the conversation no more. You don't give a damn about how good of a girl she is. You care about the butt. Then girls go to the gym, you think, oh, they only working out for good health. They're only working out to lose weight. No, the main objective is the butt. She wants a bigger butt. People go to the hospital, get surgeries, you thinking they going to get help. No, they are going to surgery. They want a bigger butt. The Michigan college football coach about to get in trouble. Why? For butt. For butt. Diddy in jail right now. Why? For butt. Only butt. This whole butt is consuming all our minds.
Get back to myself and I think, what is the actual purpose of having what do you actually gain? Because when you sit back and you think about it, the only logical and biological function of it, and society and men especially have brainwashed women into thinking that the size of their eye rock is their value in some way, shape, or form. Because truth be told, what is the benefit? The only benefit is male attention. Is that a fit? No, that's not even a benefit. Because truth be told, when you think logically about the situation, having a fat because men think with their long johns, it's simply a distraction and a manipulation. It is quite literally a currency that is only valuable in a system that was literally designed to profit off of women's insecurities. And then to be even more logical, and it's crazy because they say men are logical beings. I can completely understand the sexualization of boobs and a kitty. But realistically, butts are supposed to be disgusting. It's literally a booty. It is a designated exit. And you're telling me that's the pinnacle of sexual attraction? And it's so crazy how brainwashed these niggas got y'all. Like, women will literally pray for a fat. They will literally prioritize a fat over their strength, endurance, and health. And all because of aesthetics that men decided were valuable. And what blows me the most is the women that feed into this, oh, you don't have ass. Coming from a woman is diabolical. And I know there are going to be people who get in the comments and be like, oh, well, you just mad you don't have a fat ass. Thank you for proving my point. Anybody who dares to critique the fat ass obsession is deemed jealous. Before the early 2000s, butts were not even popular. The mid to early 2000s is where the cultural shift happened, and they started with black culture and hip-hop culture.
And what's interesting about this whole obsession is the cognitive dissonance that comes with it, because a lot of people don't actually want this. They just feel pressured into having a certain type of body type. Like, on one hand, I'm doing this for me, but on the other hand, I'm doing this because of trends, male validation, social media, and all the rhythms. And even before we had social media, but the main difference is they had to appeal and be conditioned into the male gaze because they couldn't vote, they could not work, they needed to depend on a man. So in 2026, it feels kind of weird that this is still the preference and it's not looked at as something that's conditioned. And I know why. It's because it's uncomfortable. So instead, we just double down and we call it empowerment or glow up, or we say things like do whatever makes you happy, instead of asking yourself what actually makes me happy, what actually matters. And I think we do this with a lot of things in life. I can even give you examples example for club culture. Stay with me because it's a little off topic but on topic. I used to go to clubs all the time. I used to enjoy clubs, but when I finally got out of that world, I realized this is actually dumb. This is really dumb. I'm gonna pay $300 for a bottle that I know is $45 because this is the norm. Trends made decisions for us. And there's also been conversations on the aftermath. After you achieve this body type or this procedure, how do you feel afterwards? A lot of women realize they actually regret this, and this is not what they wanted.
And another thing, while I'm in front of this camera, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I got a BBL at 18 years old. And on top of getting a BBL, because the results were amazing, it looked perfect, I just got like a little skinny BBL. But of course I gained weight, didn't take care of it, blew up. I think my largest, I was 215 pounds. I'm now 163 pounds, and I plan to get even leaner because the attention I get from this booty is disgusting. It feels so perverted. It feels so creepy. I just don't like it. And then the attention is just from the wrong type of men. Like, babe, you do not stand a chance. And it's so funny to me how I would say the lowest achieving men just have all the audacity in the world. And it's like, babe, you know that you do not stand a chance. But okay. Yeah, the attention is just disgusting. Like, it feels really nasty and it just feels perverted. So I work on myself really hard to just slim down. But I don't know, the body just keeps getting more and more T. So I may be doing the opposite of what I think that I'm doing.
And I honestly think it's a disease because women don't even think about the times that they think about men when they think about themselves. Doing research on this video, every video I found with someone said they were getting a BBL or they were going to the gym or they were doing anything for them, it always reverted back to a man. I'm going to show you a simple example of this. If you look at the video, you don't really think much of it, but then the more you hear her talk, you realize that at the end, a man is always the reason.
I got a nice body shape or whatever. The kind where the body look nice in the front and is nicely shaped. And so men usually like brace themselves when I'm about to walk by just to see from the back that I ain't got nothing going on. And that's why I'm taking my ass to the gym right now, to the YMCA, and I'm going to do my Bulgarian squats and whatnot. But yeah, I got that deceiving body where it looked like you got a big ass. And it was... Once I walk by, you're disappointed. And, it's okay. At least I got the shape. I just don't got the little schnubble. I'm working on it right now.
Music video changed the booty era.
When you look at music historically, there's always been songs that have celebrated more curvaceous figures.
There are certain actors and actresses in the media that are role models, and people want to look like their role model.
With the Nicki Minaj's and the K. Michelle, you're seeing like this super exaggerated version of the big butt.
Everybody thinks they have to have a big butt to get put on.
A lot of what I was doing was tied to chasing a big butt, like the ones we see on social media. And one day, something clicked in my head, and I was like, why do I even want that? Do I really need a huge butt? And the answer was no. It's crazy how much you change as you grow. Because I definitely used to tie my worth to that. And now I'm like, you absolutely do not need that. You can just be fit and be happy with that. So now, instead of weightlifting, I've been doing a program that you do exercises like ballerinas do. And I feel so dainty and I feel so feminine, and I've been loving it. Like, it's crazy. I really used to think that that would make me cooler. When now I feel like, no, I don't know. I'd rather focus on other things. I think it's one of the privileges that come with growing up. Like, growing up is actually not that bad because you start loving yourself for who you are instead of chasing things to love yourself.
And the real question is, did you choose that, or did society tell you that you had to choose that because that's what they deemed as attractive? And that's the question that I want people to ask themselves. And it's kind of crazy because I have the ideal hourglass shape, but even I was just like, is it glassing enough? Is the hour sculpting at 5 o'clock? Like, do I need to get something done? That's how pressure works. That's how social media and the programming works. That's literally how it works. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about men and just people in general's obsession with butts.